Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the ANU Open Day 2023 and to Manning Clark Hall. My name is Reese, and this is Leo, and we are second-year students at ANU. And today we are delighted to welcome to the presentation on Worlds Collide with Technology at the ANU College of Engineering, Computing and Cybernetics.
We have two very special guests joining us today for you. We have Professor Stephen Eggings, Dean of College of Engineering, Computing and Cybernetics, and Dr. Jeremy Smith, the Associate Dean of Education. Please join me in making them welcome.
Thank you. On the right slide, that's a good start. Welcome to ANU Day, Open Day 2023. I'd like to acknowledge and celebrate the First Nations people on whose land we meet today, and pay my respects to elders past and present. The ANU College of Engineering, Computing and Cybernetics, or CECC as we like to refer to it, has a long history at the ANU. Our college name was recently updated to reflect the addition of our newest school, the School of Cybernetics, the university's first new school in over 30 years. We are a vibrant and diverse community of more than 3,000 students, staff and visitors. Our graduates can be found in all corners of the world and in all walks of life. Their accomplishments and impact are a measure of the value of the work we do in our college. Today, Jeremy and I will talk to you about why ANU, why the College of Engineering, Computing and Cybernetics, and particularly why you at ANU. We will tell you about the learning experience as well as a little about our people and the place where you'll be learning. Our hope is you'll see why this is the place for you. and the place you need to be as you embark on the next stage of your educational journey. We are the #1 university in Australia, and our engineering computing programs rank amongst the best globally. But there is so much more to being #1, and it doesn't come easily. It comes by being the best at what you do, by pushing the boundaries, striving always to do better, and always being forward-looking, creative and innovative. The ANU is a small university, but we pack a big punch in teaching and research. This is because our learning environment and journeys for students are interconnected across the university and across the globe. It stems from the diversity of pathways we provide for you through engineering, computer science and cybernetics, and the experts and leaders you will have the opportunity to work with along the way. Now, while we have around 25,000 students at the ANU, which may sound like a lot, with the huge proportion of our students living on campus and here in Canberra, you'll get a really strong sense of connectedness, community and collegiality, something I've no doubt you'll get a good taste of here today. If that sounds like an environment where you'd like to be, then please come and join us at the ANU. I'll now hand over to Jeremy, who will give you an idea about what learning looks like at the ANU and in our college and the opportunities you'll have through your student experience.
Thanks, Steve. And yes, let me add my welcome to everyone here this morning as well. As a quick introduction, I'm a graduate of ANU with a double degree in engineering and IT. So I was sitting where you were. I think it's almost exactly 30 years ago. So certainly welcome everyone. And I want to talk firstly about kind of our learning. Most importantly though, I'd like to kind of introduce one of our recent graduates. So Ruth, and I'll play a short video from Ruth. So you can see Ruth graduated in 2021 with a Bachelor of Engineering in Research and Development with honours, and also a Bachelor of Arts. Ruth then graduated with a University Medal, recognising her outstanding scholarship and also acknowledging the life-changing experiences she had while she was here on campus with us. So Ruth studied a mechatronics major in her engineering degree, but also took courses across computer vision, robotics, light field imagery, alongside courses from other colleges and disciplines as part of her arts degree, including philosophy and arts. She recognised that being able to kind of weave these together was a critical aspect of her studies, and for her the motivation to weave these together to have kind of a real impact for individuals, for communities and kind of the planet as a whole was a key driving force for Ruth. She then was able to, pursue this further. So she worked in the renewable industry through her industry placement, and she also spent some time in Nepal working on a small team with students from other universities around user-centred design, looking at waste management in small rural communities in Nepal. So you can see Ruth weaving these things together locally, internationally as well. And how do we look at that impact? So let's just play a short video.
The biggest bit of advice I would give is just to lean in to the experience, the whole experience, and all of the things that sit on the edge of it. Some of the best parts of my degree have come not from the formal coursework elements, but it's from things like being involved in student societies, with my cohort, with my peers, taking opportunities to do those extra things, to have conversations with people outside of your field, and yeah, really just to the best of your ability take up those opportunities, because you really never know where they might lead, and they enrich the degree to the greatest extent. So that's probably the biggest bit of advice I would give. I really thought that it was important to bring a little bit of the art to the science and engineering, and also vice versa, and that's why I chose to do the double degree. Really great to have that option, and I think that the philosophy side of things, the art side of things really brought a lot of sort of colour and flavour to engineering. And yeah, I wouldn't change it for anything.
So just recently, Ruth received an inaugural Quad Fellowship, one of 25 recipients in Australia. This program sponsors 100 exceptional students from across Australia, India, Japan and the US to study doctoral or master's studies in the US. So again, it's how do you weave these into the pathway to follow the passion that you're interested with. And that's what we want to encourage you to think about. Why are you keen to come to ANU to study in the College of Engineering, Computing and Cybernetics? What's your motivation? Is it to excel? Is it to develop or test or experience new technologies? Similar to Ruth, is it to create positive impact and improve human well-being, whether that's here in Australia, in your own communities or overseas? Or is it a passion for solving complex problems that need multiple perspectives to bring together? So whatever your motivations, those disciplines you can find here within the college and then bleeding out into our other areas as well. Which brings us to another key part of what makes our learning environment so great, is our educators. So whatever your focus is, whatever your path, your journey through the ANU, you're going to find the staff here being taught by world-class researchers leading in their fields, creative thinkers, or kind of innovative educators. So educators with great experience in their field, who really want to make that connection, support your well-being and support your individual journey with us here. So that means if you come to ANU in our college, you'll find a place that welcomes you, that supports you and is encouraging you to flourish, staff who certainly support you through the transition, particularly into first year, but then as you move through in that transition into your career or whatever you might focus after your studies as well. So we might just hear again quickly from a couple of our educators. So here we're going to hear from Felipe, Penny and Charles. Oops. Just going to wait for that one to load. So I'm not sure if we can get that one to load. It's going to take a second or two. Okay, I might keep going. So certainly those educators, they're looking at how do we continuously improve our curriculum? How do they make the activities in the classroom relevant for you, for your studies? How do they bring in their experiences, but how do we kind of also bring in your strengths and your background? But obviously, learning is done by people. And so who are the other people involved beyond our educators? So obviously there's our partners, our collaborators, our industry networks, and of course, most importantly, our students. So our student body is a massive part of the rich community that we have here as well, whether that's through your studies or through extracurricular activities. So here you see a range of our students in their capstone projects. So these are typically your final year studies, usually a course that might go over 2 semesters. And this is where you're working with a small team on a real world project that have been identified by our industry partners, by our academics, even by some of our community partners, individuals as well. So here you'll work on these projects over multiple months, weave together all those elements you've learnt in your studies about working together, working with different people, different perspectives, to generate outcomes and impact that goes beyond just your studies and back to those collaborators and partners. We have another program called Tech Launcher as well. Again, this brings together students from different disciplines with an industry client to deliver a technical solution to a business problem. In our School of Cybernetics, our master's students showcase their projects from their building cyber physical systems at a public demo day. Again, with industry partners and the public welcome to come along to those and see what are the new ideas, what are the new opportunities that are coming through with emerging technology. These showcases are always great moments. I've seen many of them, seeing how the teams have worked together, as I say, over multiple months, using their different backgrounds and expertise to conceptualise, design and create solutions to solve real-world problems, bring on emerging technologies and the opportunities they present. One of the best parts around CECC is then building on those experiences and those industry links. So we want you to translate your learning into your future career or your future impact and your future pathways. Project-based learning is a big part of this, and this is embedded in many of our courses within both our undergraduate and our postgraduate studies. We want you to learn through these projects and these team-based experiences. This is where you start to bring your technical knowledge together with your communication skills, your teamwork skills, those kind of impact frameworks as well. It's about how we work together, how to connect these different perspectives and knowledges and weave them together in the way that Ruth was describing. And this really replicates modern engineering practice, or modern practice in engineering, computing and technology. So we want to make sure you're experiencing that kind of practice areas while you're studying here, so you can move in quickly. So from this, we're one of the top universities for employability. So we're building those skills so to enable you to get a job and a career at the end of your studies and connecting you while you're studying into those kind of networks, into those industry partners as well. So one of the examples you can see from here are our students learning from NASA engineer Badri Hughes, who was talking about his work building the next generation technologies to support a space station around the moon, and also the first crewed missions to Mars. And it's building up these connections. You know, these are long-term projects that are going to go over many years or even decades, and you can start connecting in and experiencing those from your studies. So our industry partners are a key part to the learning environment at college. It creates the reality of what we're doing and those impact pathways. One of the key differentiators here at the ANU and our college is our systems engineering approach. And this means that you're not just looking at the technology, but what's the context that technology looks in? How do you think about the humans that interact it? How do you think about the environmental, the economic, and the socio-political elements of that as well? And this is critical for the work in the 21st century as we think about energy transitions, climate change, security, resilience, sustainability, and well-being. Another key part of our college is our diversity, well-being, equity, and inclusion. So we have a diverse range of students, both international, domestic, undergraduate, and postgraduate, and among the highest percentages of female staff and students in engineering in Australia. So this is a key feature of the learning environment here in CECC. We see that as an invaluable part of the experience, and we really dedicate this through not only all of our staff, but a dedicated diversity, belonging, inclusion and equity team who are committed to bringing about broader change as well. We've got opportunities beyond the classroom as well, as we've talked about. The benefits of joining clubs, societies, forums, team projects. Mentioned here by Jess, who's now working with Google as a user experience assistant. And you can see here from Jess's quote, really highlighting how these experiences, these kind of co and extracurricular activities, really got her to stand apart from other graduates while she was looking for that work. So we support you to build these networks and outreach into industry. We're integrating this as a key part of our learning, not just on campus through our project-based learning, but through internships, work experience, and work-integrated learning as well. One last point is around those clubs and societies. So we have numerous ones. ANU Rocketry Team, who later this year will be taking part in competitions in the US. ANU Robo Girls, the ANU Solar Car, which will take part in October in the World Solar Car Challenge between Darwin and Adelaide as well. And Engineers Without Borders, which is looking at kind of how do we have human wellbeing, just to name a few. Peer learning is critical. So for example, the ANU Computer Science Students Association runs drop-in sessions to help with students with your studies in earlier years in particular, but also networking events. So this is an important and critical part that you cannot underestimate. So as you start out on your journey, so these are some of those clubs in society. So as you start out on your journey, the networks and the friendships you build through these experiences and your studies will last a lifetime. So the people who are sitting next to you now or in your classes as you go forward will be your teammates in the classroom as well as your peers once you start your career. So whether you're looking at being a future leader, a CEO, a change maker, an innovator, entrepreneur, politician, policymaker, these are the kind of people and the positive influences that you would take forward in your career as well. Let me pass back to Steve just to talk about our third feature, place.
Thank you, Jeremy. So just a little bit about the place here at ANU. This photo is taken on the main walkway, a place where you'll find a lot of marquees set up today. It has significant heritage value because it marks an important axis in Walter Burley Griffin's original plan of Canberra. It connects the campus through Canberra, our meeting place, where we are now, all the way into the city centre. It's where you can listen to music, connect, talk and socialise. It's central to our rich campus experience and it's beautiful, but it's only one part of the learning experience at ANU. Our facilities are second to none. Our research facilities enable our researchers to lead the world in innovation and the creation of new knowledge. They are also there for you to use. The images here show some of the facilities that we have for teaching and learning. These include a makerspace in our college precinct, one of 3 makerspaces around the campus. These are accessible to anybody, staff and students to come in and create, because at the heart of engineering and computing or computer science is creating, doing and making. In computer science, that might be a computer program, an app, a website. It might be computer-generated music or web art, or it could be a digital artefact. These makerspaces are accessible for you to come in and work on projects that are in the curriculum, but also just for fun or to follow your interests outside of the curriculum. I also want to tell you a little bit about our award-winning Birch building. It's been fully refurbished with purpose-built engineering labs and teaching spaces, and it is home to the School of Cybernetics, our makerspace, and the Bundalung Studio, which is seeking to build a deeper understanding about Indigenous knowledge systems in engineering. The classrooms are open and collaborative. The building also has space for industry to co-locate with us to help create frictionless connections between our college community and industry. The regeneration of the building's original modernist architecture is a celebration of the preservation, adaptation and forward-thinking sustainability practices. It won multiple awards. Make sure you head down there today, as we've transformed it into a tech zone where you can participate in a range of cool activities, plus get a free coffee or a hot chocolate. You may have noticed, just a slide, you may have noticed that having a diverse and open community is very important to us. I've gone too far. One of the key things about the college is the premise and the practice that staff and students are partners in the learning journey. We want you to feel that you have both a place and an equal voice in our community. Computing, engineering and cybernetics are the key to creating a future that we all want. It's not about the technology, it's not about the solution or even created artefacts. It's about harnessing technology for the benefit of everyone and for the future of our planet. Studying at CECC will provide you with the opportunity to become both intellectual and cultural leaders and to solve problems of global importance. It will provide you with transformational experiences as you formulate technological solutions that integrate understanding from the humanities, social and natural sciences. All of this is why I hope through your experience today you can see yourself and your future here with us at ANU. That's all from me today. Thank you for your time. I look forward to welcoming you onto campus and into our community in the future. And of course, as always, if you have questions or want to follow up, there are a number of ways to reach us as shown on the screen here. Please enjoy the rest of ANU Open Day. Jeremy and I really encourage you to visit level 5 of the Mari Ray building across the way in Canberra and talk to our academics, professional staff and students there. And then after that, in particular, head down to the Birch building for a tour, a coffee and to experience some of the cool tech we have on offer. Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thank you, Professor Eggins and Dr. Smith, for that talk. I personally have been inspired to change my degree and join CECC. But I truly think that while I can't talk about their academics, I think their spaces are incredible. I can definitely attest to their makerspace that they mentioned. We've both been there. We've made badges. It's really fun. It's open to any student, even if you aren't from CECC. Yeah, their buildings are lovely. All the buildings on campus are recently being renovated. They're being updated for 21st century learning. There's heaps of collaborative spaces, open learning environments, whatever suits, whatever floats your boat, you know? What's your favourite spot to study on campus, Reese?
I would say that I am an outside learner. I love taking a walk down to Lake Burley Griffin, which is beautiful this time of year, especially in summer and autumn. What about you?
Yeah, I really like the wide variety of libraries we have. There's one for every college, but there's also many different types of spaces you can learn in for both group work and quiet individual study.
Yes. All right, so the next session that will be taking place in Manning Clark Hall here is called Where Can the ANU Bachelor of Arts Take You? This will be running at 10:25 from Professors Bronwyn Parry and student Ashley O'Toole. You've heard from the slideshow presentation earlier that a Bachelor of Arts can be invaluable even for complementing degrees such as engineering or computer science.
If you guys could exit out to the door to your right and make your way around back to Canberra, that would be lovely. Thank you.
Thank you.